Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. You know what it is. It's First Formation Morning Sports Talk. It's you, it's me, your man Trey, my boy Bishop. We got Ron, we got special guest Vanessa McKinstry, as well as Kim Greene. Y'all know who she is. Shout out NBA. Shout out to the the RG 33 military tournament, basketball tournament. Y'all already know. Correction, MG Mariko Gray 33 basketball tournament. Y'all already know what it is. So we got a show full of some interesting topics. It might get a little heated, but you know what I'm saying, it's all love. You know what I'm saying, no disrespect or anything like that. Y'all know what it is. Bishop, how you doing this morning, sir?
WGO, WGO. How y'all doing, man? It is what, Friday. So it's our weekend, man. How y'all living? Hopefully this finds y'all doing well, man. Blessed to see another day. What's good, Fred? I see you, Listan. Thank y'all for tuning in to First Formation. As you know, we was running up to the formation a little late, man. Top said we was all right. So give us a little leeway. Sometimes things happen. Traffic was bad. Top traffic was bad. Trey, you know what I'm saying? And so I was trying to find a parking spot. So I kind of ran up to formation a bit late, but I'm here. I'm here, y'all. I'm here. So what's good with y'all? Hopefully y'all ready to get into these things. So let's get it.
That's how I get. So of course we had to shout out real quick. As you know, of course, as we stated many times, we are a part of Psi Rho Phi Military Fraternity Incorporated,
Incorporated.
in which one of our brothers, Fat Brothers, was deployed the other day. So of course, our prayers go out to him, his unit, those he's traveling with,
Those that
his
watch the
family.
show well enough know of him as Zach
Zachary
Styles.
Styles, yeah,
That
Zachary
comes on here
Styles.
a lot for those
So
seeing.
he's going. He had deployed, as you know, saying. Of course, once you in there, a few of us has been there, done that. So so you know what I'm saying, we know how that goes, and
I
with
feel you,
when it
Fred.
comes down to the deployments, and it's time to pull up
What
them
up, Freddie?
stakes and get to going. So of course, with safe travels, getting to his destination and be able to make it back to us safely. So of course,
That's
you
what's
know,
up.
everything is going
Prayers to
on.
him in him.
Yes,
Yep.
everything that's going on in the world. We just want to make sure we shout that out and get that out to him. So of course, Ron, what's good with you, fam?
Ron Loe in the building.
Blessings,
Stand up,
fellas.
Ron. What's good?
It's a pleasure to be on today. It looks like
Yeah,
we got
man.
something fun lined up for everybody
Oh,
today.
yeah,
Oh
oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
You know how we
yeah.
like to do. You know
Yeah,
how
you know
we
what I'm
like
saying.
to do.
So of course, you know what I'm saying, if hey, Wayne Merlin, when you at, you know what I'm saying, this is what you asked for, fam.
Yeah,
Show up,
Wayne.
pull up, pull up,
Yeah.
pull up, tap in. So Ron, what you got going on this weekend, fam?
Um, Basketball comes back tonight, so
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be
I
fun.
thought it came back
Sixers.
last night.
It did.
Well, the Sixers come back tonight,
Oh,
so
Oh,
that's what it's all about.
so that's
That's what it's all
that's
about. He
basketball.
tried to
So
say.
are
He
you
tried
trying
to.
to get? Well, hold on. So hold on, Trey. What we ain't gonna do is we ain't gonna skip over that and act like he can just say basketball come back tonight when it actually came back last night. But because
Yeah,
his 76ers
because the 76ers is back.
playing
That's
now,
real
basketball
basketball.
is really
That's
back.
what I'm hearing.
what was the Brooklyn score last night, Bishop?
Hey, hey,
Ooh,
hey, hey! What you won't
shots
do is
fired. Pew pew
what you
pew
won't do
pew.
is hold on, Paul. What you won't do is you won't come from my Nets, bro. That's what you won't do. Give us some time, bro. Give us some time. We got some
I
new
got y'all.
additions. New
All
additions. Ronnie,
Well,
Bobby, Ricky, and Mike.
speaking of new additions, of course, y'all know who she is. She doesn't need an
The beautiful
introduction.
KG in
Yes,
the
yeah.
building.
KG in the building. Kimberly Greene, how you doing, ma'am?
Good. What's going on? Good morning.
Oh yes, this is, you know what I'm saying, we're glad to have you here as we get
Glad
ready to
to
get
be
into
here.
the discussion, as we give the women their flowers and you know what I'm saying, a chance to speak on some things that's going on in this industry where all these individuals, men, I guess
It's crazy.
I was about to say men, I guess, at the end of the day. I was about to say men like myself, but we don't have the same rhetoric when it comes to that. But, you know what I'm saying, we'll talk about that indeed, indeed, indeed. Kim, what y'all got going on down there in Texas lately? Over in the D town.
Oh, nothing much. The weather is crazy. It's like snowing one day and 80 degrees the next. So we're trying to figure out what's going on. Like we need just to, go ahead and wrap up. Wrap it up, B. Wrap it up. We need the spring and the summer and you to figure it out.
Yeah. She ain't lying because it was just 89 degrees on Wednesday, bro. On
Right.
everything I love,
It's
bro.
tripping, yo.
Yeah. So it's mad wild out here. I know Ron, like, really? Y'all talking about cold?
Oh yeah, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Ron, like, really though? Y'all talking about cold weather where y'all
Alaska.
at for real?
Where's Ron at?
Alaska.
Oh, word. I used to live there. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, that's like, bro,
we got a rainstorm and just completely froze over the whole tundra. It's just an ice block out there. You can't even walk outside. It's ridiculous.
What part are you in?
Anchorage.
Yeah, that's where I was at. So you get like 3 hours of daylight at this time, right?
It's a struggle.
The struggle is real, Ron.
I used to have to walk to school in that full snowsuit, snow up to my knees. It was horrible. Bears on the playground.
They just be hanging out.
Yeah.
Bishop, I guess that's one thing we can look forward to. That's that life we don't know and stuff like that. I mean,
I know the snow thing. I know the snow thing because I've been to Germany
bars and stuff like that, and we don't get to walk into like elevator music events. But I mean, I guess it's an even trade off to not be in that type of environment, even though there is an army base in Alaska. So, right. But I mean, I digress. I'm glad to be a U.S. Army soldier.
Space for y'all over here.
Say what?
We got space for y'all over here.
No, we good where we at. We good where we at.
I'll keep my hurricanes.
Yeah.
So, of course, like we said, we have. I'm trying to see. I can see the screen. Of course, like I said, we have a show that we look to tackle some things later on. But before we get there, as we wait to get Vanessa back on, I know Kim is well versed in the NBA. Kim, are you back at the NBA? Oh, matter of fact, hold on, Kim. What did you think of the NBA All-Star Weekend?
Good question.
You want to talk about the real part of the weekend? No, I mean, I really, I now my boy cooking curry, baby. Okay, like he showed everybody, like I do this in my sleep. But no, I really enjoyed the game. I think that saved the weekend because the dunk contest was kind of disappointing. And I do like the fact that they recognized like the top 75 of all time. So I think that was really dope to see all them come together and see some of the greats that we hadn't seen in a long time that maybe some people had forgotten about. But overall, I thought it was fun and good. So
Trey, I gotta ask her, Kim and Ron Loe, the same question I asked you yesterday.
Oh, go ahead. I want to hear this. I want to hear
this.
So Kim and Ron, what's all? Oh my goodness!
Because I know how you get on
here. Every time Kim get on here, she give me problems, bro. Anyway, here go the question. And for you, Kim, it could be WNBA if you choose. If you choose, I'm not saying you have to, but if you choose, it could be this for you too, Ron.
Oh,
it's only, it ain't but four slots. So
go ahead, Ron.
Sleeping about my Mount Rushmore in the NBA.
Okay. Don't come here with that. Don't come here with that BS, Ron. I'm just saying, don't come here with that BS.
Don't come in with that nonsense, Trey.
So with the NBA's top 75, we've been arguing about Kobe's spot. They put him at I think it was 10, and I said they should at least put him at 8. But in reality, he is really Michael Jordan, the remix. He did everything Jordan was supposed to do. Wherever Jordan is at, Kobe follows. Okay.
Okay.
We're just gonna make that law. So Jordan's at number 2, Kobe's at 3. Who's at number 1? We all know who's at number 1. LeBron James. I'm giving the king his spot. I'm ready to debate it.
Bruh.
Wow.
Kim looked disappointed.
You see, Kim is like disgusted. But go ahead. You got one last slot left.
The number 4 spot's tough. I'm gonna throw Bill Russell on there just for respect.
That's fair.
So Kobe,
I would agree with those.
MJ, LeBron, and Bill Russell.
Yeah. And I really want Larry Bird on my Rushmore, but I just can't do it. Larry Legend, I'm sorry.
Anthony Price said he's done with you, fam. Oh my God.
I'm just saying, bro. Y'all know Rushmore is perfect now. It can't come down. It's done.
That's a lot.
Who was on yours, Bishop?
I put me and Trey had some of the same. I had to put I definitely put MJ. I also put Kobe. I put who's my other two? I think I put Wilt Chamberlain was one, and then my fourth was who's my fourth? Trey, you remember? It was hard. It's hard.
Who was your fourth?
Was it it was Kobe. Kobe. It wasn't LeBron. I know that. It was Kobe. MJ.
You got Wilt on there, but not LeBron.
Yeah, I got Wilt on there. And then I think I want to say did I put Steph on there?
No, you didn't put Steph on there.
I forget who my fourth one was, to be honest with you, Kim.
Who was your fourth, Trey?
I had Mike, I had MJ, Bill Russell, Magic Johnson, and Steph Curry.
Okay, so
Ron.
I threw his hands in the air, dog, and walked away, bro.
Okay, so
come on,
go ahead, Kim.
So like y'all said, Jordan, Kobe, Magic, and Wilt or Bill.
Okay,
that's me.
Wilt or Bill. And see, so it was hard. It really was hard. Like that last part of it, the going and finding it was hard. Like I actually, like I said, Kobe, just like Ron said, Larry Bird, of course, Kobe. I can honestly say LeBron was not in that.
Mine either. LeBron wasn't in mine either.
He was a remote close. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like all those.
I was gonna say Kareem. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There you go.
So it was one.
No doubt, Ron.
And then, like I said, Steph. I think at the end of the day, Steph is going to be the most revered. I keep on seeing different shots of that 3-point shot that he took, and then they showed the complete breakdown when he was a complete about face. The ball wasn't even of a third to the court yet, when he slipped and dropped the bottom out. So that dude, man,
now, fellas, y'all do know Steph has never won a Finals MVP, right?
So again,
well,
here we go.
One of them Finals MVP shouldn't even been LeBron's, but we're not gonna talk about that.
Ooh, shots fired! Let's go.
Because he didn't save the series. Okay, someone else saved that series.
Let's go.
But you know how it goes. You can't never give it to the other person. You gotta give it to the man.
Let's go. I love
Ron,
it.
You getting slack in the comments.
Ron, they give you that. I know, right? Let's get it.
What's my Alaska people? My sister was born in Alaska. Shoot. We need to be friends with Ron. He getting that, Ron. You getting that? What's that? That family dividend if you're Alaskan resident.
We working on it. We working.
Get it, fam. Get it. That thing. Hey, that's one of the best things they ever did.
Ron, they really coming for you in the comments talking about your pick, bro.
I'm just sitting here responding to Anthony right now. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
They folks don't got no love for King James, clearly. Kim, I want to know which finals you're talking about that don't belong to his. Because I'm sitting here thinking, are you talking about Miami or Cleveland?
I'm talking about against the Warriors when Kyrie saved that
Kyrie deserved Finals MVP. Wow.
When he saved them, because LeBron was asleep that game.
Okay. Even though he had like a 40-point triple-double.
Hey, if you take 200 shots, you gonna have a triple-double. I mean, goodness.
It's like easy math, huh?
Kyrie was clutch in the game they needed to win to continue.
What part of LeBron's legacy don't y'all like? Is it the fact that he went to 10 straight finals, or is it the fact that he got all of the statistic leaderboard categories, points, top 10 assists, rebounds, all of that? Or y'all just hate, the fact that he was the chosen one?
Well, first of all, baby, I don't think anybody on here gotta hate
for nothing. No hate for him. Yeah.
So, but some of us OGs, come on, get a real left hand. Come on. Ooh. Like, what are we doing? You see what I'm saying? Like, when you look at some of the real greats, they were versatile in their style and what they could do, and it was fluent. It wasn't something that had to be forced or something that looked like, oh, he almost traveled on that because he couldn't control the ball. I mean, let's get a little more fluid, baby. And then it'll match up with your stats. But right now, the way you move don't match up with your stats. And you shaky like the weather in Texas. I'm just saying. You play a lame team and you want to scream on everybody, but then when you play a team that you actually got to compete, now you want to go meditate. Come on, what are you doing? Be the same across the board.
Wow.
I'm sorry, y'all. Maybe I should have got on today.
Rebuttal. Cause evidently she got time today, Bishop. She ain't got no tournaments or anything going on. She got time today. Any rebuttals, Mr. Lowe?
Of course. He started this morning. Came at my man's left. I'm just.
Hey, Candace. I'm sorry. I'm just talking noise. He's a great player. Huh?
What does LeBron got to do to prove at least that he's 1B to Jordan? And you're saying just a left hand. I'm just.
No, it's not just a left. It's not just a left hand. It's just like all around. It's like knowing your size, how to use it, how to. I mean, I get facilitating, but then also at the same time, like I said, don't take over the games that you know you're gonna win because the teams are under 500, and then the teams that are, playoff contenders and a shoe-in, you want to take the back seat. Like, just be consistent. If you're a dog, be a dog every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess that's the thing for me is he's a dog when he should be killing, a team by 40. But then when he's playing somebody else, then he wants to look at his teammates and be like, what are you doing? Oh my God, I can't believe you just did that. But like what? So
and I agree with that. He's not a dog. That's something he don't like. Guys, that killer instinct. He's passive aggressive. He doesn't deal with things the way a Kobe or Enzo would do.
Yeah, but I will say no. But I will say his size is amazing. I will say he has dominated the game. I will say he has brought something to every organization he's been on. Outside, he does amazing things with the community, and he is a great player. But I just wish people would realize like he can be great, and Jordan can be great, and Kobe can be great. All of them can be great in their own era and time, and we don't have to always fuss about who's better. You know what I mean? We can give them kudos and just honor them as being great athletes. You know what I'm saying? And when he retires, everybody knows that during his era, he was the man. He was the person everybody had to worry about. You know what I mean?
So yeah, it's safe to say that. I like that, Kim, because in my era, it was Jordan. In the era of other people, LeBron was their Jordan. You know what I'm saying? And other people, Kobe was their Jordan. You know what I'm saying? For the people for those people who didn't get to watch Jordan play, for those that didn't get to watch Kobe play, those are the people that got to see LeBron play. So I totally understand where KG is coming from. I get that.
Yeah, and you cannot take anything away from him for what he's done. You know what I'm saying? So he's definitely one of the greats. You know what I mean? So Anthony.
For a tax write-off, that's what he doing. Come on, MJ couldn't do what LeBron did with Cleveland and the Lakers.
MJ could have did it with MJ could have did it with any team he went to.
Do you understand that? Do you understand, Alvin? Oh, hold on. Do you understand, Alvin, that the Bulls were like the Cleveland Cavaliers when Jordan got there? They were the worst team in the NBA at one point. So what do you? I don't understand your point by that.
I think you just clarified the point. He got washed all in the 80s. Larry, Magic, Isaiah, they just drug my mans.
But check this out, Ron. Check this out, though, Ron. Got that. No one's gonna argue that fact. But LeBron had to leave Cleveland to go get a championship. Jordan stuck it out. He stayed in the grind and got his championship.
So did Kobe.
So did Kobe. Used to say that.
If they traded for Horace Grant, they put a whole team around LeBron. Name 3 players that was around Jordan. Name some players around LeBron that should have stayed in Cleveland for. Can't come up with one. Matter of fact, he had players that was being flirtatious with his own mother on his team.
His mama was like, "Hey, boo." So I mean,
like what they got?
You want to go listen to my stream? I'll take it. But come on, y'all.
Like, come on, man. And is that Mike's fault that they didn't put team
no,
around? They didn't. I'm so
discredit LeBron for moving like a boss.
That's not a boss move to me, bro. That's not a boss
move. Alvin.
There it is, Alvin. There it is. I just said that. That's it. That's it right there. I personally feel I get where you're coming from, Ron. No doubt. I totally understand where you're coming from. But however,
wasn't on fight. See,
absolutely, absolutely. So I'm just saying, bro. When it's all said and done, not taking anything from either one of them, bro. It is what it is. Like I said, they had their own eras. However, but my thing that faults LeBron, the thing that faults me with LeBron is the fact, like I said, when it's all said and done, he left Cleveland to chase a ring. He left Cleveland to chase a ring. So,
but can we talk about, maybe we need to bring up some of those YouTubes that show the 90s and how you practically had to get clothesline to get a foul. So,
all of that.
I mean, you talking about people that were a part. How many? All those people that was a part of the top 75 that Mike played against.
Yeah,
I mean, come on. Back then, the NBA was like, I'm sizing you up, and I'm gonna try to embarrass you. It wasn't I'm gonna let you shoot, and then we're gonna go down and we gonna shoot.
Yeah, it was MMA back then.
So it was also a mess. I mean, players used to go to halftime and drink Budweisers, crack cocaine lines in the locker room.
Oh, here we go.
Dysfunction, fighting. They weren't.
Come on.
15 athletes that all they do is 365 days train, eat, and sleep basketball, and somehow we're trying to talk about the 90s like they're better. It's a better era than what we got today.
No, I didn't say it was a better era. I said it was different.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you go down to, let's get out of NBA and go down to college and go down to high school and go down to AAU, it's just a different game now. You know what I mean? So I don't care what you did at halftime or whatever else. I'm just talking about even in life, if you think about it, for people that go to work every day and things of that nature, we're working from home and other stuff. Life just evolves and it changes.
So it's funny that you bring that up, Kim, which leads into a perfect segue to get to our topic that's about to be at hand. As Kim just said, of course, in life, there's different ways and different things that have come about. Is a different way about going things. As they was talking about the 90s, how it was a different era in basketball, which we put, which is, I would say, probably for a lot of us, that era was the preferred era. 90s hip hop. I prefer 90s hip hop if I do say so myself. Those different eras. And so, but that doesn't negate that there's change. And so one of the things that is a change, there is a definite change in the landscape across sports where it comes to a lot of our panel, which we have on here today. Of course, like you said, we know Kim. She does her thing in sports. She can come over here and rap and talk a bit about sports all day. One of the guests we're about to bring on, Miss Vanessa McKinstry. Did plenty of work, you know what I'm saying, working as a sports co-owner of a minor league basketball team, currently owner of a small media company known as Noor News Group. So different aspects when you talk about media, sports, and all. If you know anything about sports and media, it all comes all comes together. So what I like to do is bring in Miss Vanessa McKinstry, let her speak about herself. Also bring on Ms. Katrina Fowler, let her speak about herself, Flowers, and to speak about herself, so we can get to the topic at hand. Vanessa, how you doing?
Hello, how is everyone?
Pretty good,
Good
pretty
morning,
good,
Miss
pretty
Vanessa.
good. So
Once
tell the
again,
people about yourself, Miss McKinstry, VMAC as I call
It's
you.
good to be here. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna give you the long version short, like my dad would say. I am I do a little bit of everything. I've been an entrepreneur since 2000, various different entrepreneurs from retail to consulting businesses for nonprofits. I have a degree in social work. So I'm kind of a hybrid when it comes to business. I'm interested in business though. I like to see it. I like to see the way it moves and it matures, and I like to see the ups and downs of it. So I'm really like business excites me. So I got 2 kids. I grew up Army brat. My father was in the military, because I know this show is geared towards service members and what you all go through. I'm not in the military, but I grew up Army brat. My father was an officer. He was in military intelligence. So I grew up traveling um, throughout my teenage years. So I have a fondness for the military, more persuaded with the Army, of course, because that's how I grew up in an Army family. The last 5 years professionally, as a social worker, I worked as a victim advocate at Fort Polk. So I have been attached to the military in various capacities. And it's just good to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Of course, of course, of
glad to
course.
have you.
Um,
Thank you.
So one of the things, of course, we look at, as we talked about, we was having a conversation the other day in which we brought up the situation with the United States women's team, national team, in which they were awarded a $22 million settlement of back pay for them, as well as told that when the new CBA comes out, they will be able to be able to get paid equally as well as men do uh, going forth. And so, of course, we was talking about that, and someone stated that they didn't believe that was a good look due to the fact of women's sports does not make any money. So we come to that road in which, if y'all can, you know what I'm saying, it's like I said, we allow y'all to speak on the strides that women have made in sports, at i.e., you know what I'm saying, both of y'all have been owners, and it's not like you were owners for a minor league women's basketball league. We're owners, you know what I'm saying, Kim coaches, and owners for men. So those strides and make, and then let's have a conversation about where we're at with, or what we can do to try to get women more of a platform in sports and making dollars, or top dollars as well.
Kim, you want to go first? You want me to go first? You want me to get in the Sharks tank first, or you?
Oh no, you go right on ahead, darling.
Well, in following the story about the soccer team, it's it's with anything that's done in media, right? You swing it to, or you spin it to make it look like you want it to look, to make it look like you've accomplished what you wanted to accomplish. But when you dig deeper into women's soccer, women in sports, women gender issues. Can we be at the top? Do we need to stay at the bottom? All those things. Of course, it's very complex. And this deal is not any less complex than anything else, right? So they talk about equal pay and they keep saying equal pay. Well, that's spin because we just came out of equal pay day, right? But the reality of this is what you hear more than anything else is about the bonuses. Not that we weren't getting paid, but we weren't getting paid our bonuses distributed equally. And if our bonuses are the same as the men's teams, then why should we not get that? The other thing that came out of this story, and I think that it might be causing some contention, is that at the end of the day, the women negotiated a better contract. They negotiated for the things that they view to be important. And that's what you do in a contract. You don't sit down at the contractual table to negotiate and say, well, we're going to have a kumbaya moment and, you just give me what you want to give me. No. Real big dogs stay on the porch and they get off the porch and they get what they want. And that's what those women did. They had a better contract, whereas the men had a pay to play contract.
So Ron,
that's a death row label, music contract. You know what I'm saying? It's real gangster, it's real grimy, and it's real pimpish. You know what I'm saying? If you don't play, then you don't get paid. Well, we know as owners and sports professionals that a lot goes into playing the game, whether you're playing at that actual time or not. You're still preparing for the game. You're still doing all of these other things that go into getting ready to perform on a sports level. So it was just a crappy contract that the men got. So and the women,
real quick, let me Ron Bishop.
That's my position.
Ron Bishop negotiations. A woman, would you prefer a woman agent or a male agent?
Why would you do that, Trey? Why would you do that?
I'm asking a question. Would you prefer?
Would I prefer a female agent or? It is a good question.
I got mine.
A female agent or a male agent? You said
yes. Per what she said, and we are. And I. Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
So we know they did a movie with Taraji P. Henson in regards to that, right? You know they did this movie with her, and she was up against. It was her against a bunch of men. As agents for the little basketball star. Forget the name of the movie. But either way, I'm gonna take the best person. I'm gonna take the best person who qualified. Whoever could come in and say the best things for my future and is looking out for me for my future as my agent. That's who I'm gonna pick, whether it be male or female. Whoever comes up with the best game plan, has the best strategy to make me successful, and all I got to do is play ball. That's who I'm picking.
Ron,
that's a real nice answer, Bishop.
Yeah, come on, Ron. He don't want to step into it.
That's honesty. I'm giving you my honesty.
Okay, we want to talk about honesty. Let's be honest, all y'all. Let's be honest. Women work harder than men.
Yes.
in every career field, no matter what you want to go to, especially we know in the military, and I'm positive it's the same way with sports agent. I'm taking a woman 10 out of 10 times.
I agree. Even from the point in which Vanessa just made, the woman had a better contract. That comes like a lot of times, like you said, Ron, planning, right? Like I think that some things come where you don't have many women that that instinct clicks in, but of course over time, I have watched and looked, and I come from a product of a single mother, and I have watched and looked, and I've watched and seen women, always seem to be able to find their way and find their footing regardless of the situation. So just like you said, in the aspects of sports, it seems to be that same way. And it is no different when you look across the lines and you talk about how people or races have to do the similar things in which you talk about. You feel that most African Americans are are able to move in any vein due to the transgressions and problems which you have. The women have the same thing. But yes, I would take a woman. I would take one as well. Kim, a woman or a male agent.
I agree with, to be honest, just full spectrum. I agree with both Bishop and Ron because, because to be honest, your best interest does have to be at heart. So you don't want to just pick a woman just to say, oh, well, I picked a woman because I want to be different or I want to meet a quota. But if you know for a fact that one, like you said, we're gonna work hard, we're gonna get the job done, but then we also have that other side to us to be a little bit more empathetic and kind of know what the person needs. So maybe not just reading the black and white, but also being able to look at a player and say, man, this is what really bothers him, or this is what he kind of needs to be successful. We're able to tap into that realm as well.
So you say you bring up the empathetic portion, Kim. Of course, like you said, you being a owner of an organization as well as a coach, did you find you engaging in that empathetic role, and then after the fact, feeling that you should have went a different way?
I have both sides actually. You know what I mean? Because I do believe in tough and grit. But I had one coach ask me one time when we went to a tournament, and I think I had maybe like 8 or 9 people, and he said, "How do you always have enough people?" He's like, I scrap and scrape to get guys to go, and they drop out at the last minute." And he's like, "You always have at least 8 to 12." And I think it's that balance that I had. You know what I mean? They knew I was going to look out for them. They knew I was going to put us in the best situations when it came to experiences and tournaments and things of that nature. And but then they also know that I would expect, a certain level of play from them. But because I had both sides to be able to encourage them and also understand where, some of their hardships had came from, and maybe wasn't so stern with, "I'll just get over it. That's just life," whatever, but could actually mentor them and pour life into them, then that made them really want to lock in and just ride with me pretty much.
Okay, so Bishop, going back to how we first started off, what do you think is the disparage with the whole women in sports from your standpoint as a male?
In regards to what them being leaders, being what?
Yeah, being leaders, or saying, or why.
Getting
So
equal
yeah,
pay.
let's start there with lead. We're not equal play yet, but let's start with leaders, because I have I think you want to say something that I can lead into something else, another question I have. But yes, let's start with leaders as women as leaders in sports.
I think it's a great, I think it's a great thing. I don't feel like when it comes to women or leading period in any aspect, if you know what you're doing and you know how to lead your team, your troops, your company, so be it. Let it be that. We've had so many successful women do so many things. Like as we all know, we have our first ever female vice president. So I mean, as long as you can do your job, despite the fact of what your gender is, let's make it happen. Good morning. What up? Master Miller? What's going on? Yeah, women are very, very good at things that they can truly focus on. And like I do agree with Ron, women do work harder than a lot of men in a lot of things. Because I feel like sometimes women feel like they have to prove something because of the fact that they feel like they're competing against their counterparts in regards to males. So a lot of people we know there are a lot of male chauvinists who don't believe women should be in certain areas. I don't agree with that. I think women can do that as long as they prove that they can withstand. I think the biggest thing for women, or the biggest challenge, is once they get into those positions. Once they get into those positions, is being able to take the heat, and because a lot of heat comes with those positions. And when I say that, the heat is different when it's a male in that position compared to a female in that position, because males don't they may put some stress upon another male counterpart, or a male partner or a male individual that's in that position. But when it comes to a female counterpart, the first thing males think, especially if it's come to something which we feel like we dominate, first thing males think is, oh, she don't know what she's doing. There's no way. She's never played at our type of level, or on a male perspective, should I say. That's how I feel like that's how a lot of males look at things when women are in those positions. And is it fair? No, it's not. It's unfair. Because even though they may not play against males, they playing against females. And if they're dominant, regardless of the fact they're dominant amongst their peers. So it is what it is. So yeah, for me, I don't leadership is about a person who can lead and be able to show each and every individual who they're leading a way to make it to be successful. That's just my just on it.
Ron,
preacher, you got deep on him. I like that. I done forgot the question, Trey. I just was
he got his own. So
I keep going.
Well, I'm gonna piggyback off of Bishop real quick because
go ahead.
He was totally honest, and I'll just be transparent with you guys. You're right about taking the heat, and you're right about leadership. But also, the thing that people don't understand is you can lead all day, but if you don't have people that want to follow you, then that's a problem. Yeah, you can lead. You can say, I know the most. You can say, well, I did this for 20 years. But are you building that relationship and the rapport with them to where they want to follow and they want to be a part and they want to be accountable and consistent? You know what I mean? But then also what's hard for a woman too is, when we're coaching, we're a coach. So just because I'm a woman, it's not fair that I can't say certain things, but then because he's a man, he can say certain things. I'm a coach at this point. You know what I mean? So he's coaching, I'm coaching. And that's another hard part for us because it's like you wanna throw smoke, but then you want me to stay a woman, but then I got to protect myself and my brand. So you throw smoke, I'm throwing smoke back. You know what I mean? Because at this point, I'm a coach and I'm an owner.
Nice.
All that goes out the window. You know what I mean? So I think that's another thing that women face is like, especially if we beat somebody. I've heard players tell their coach, I can't believe you let a woman beat you.
Yeah. That's right there. Yeah, that comment you hear all the time.
What does it have to do with anything? You know, so yeah.
Very of course. So Ron, I was posing the same question to you, in which we were talking about why you think it is that we're at this point to where, just as Bishop was talking about and Kim was just speaking about, in which we have leaders, whether it's on the gridiron, on the hardwood, in between them lines. Why is it that we have this situation to where women are looked upon a different way? I know you have I can imagine what your answer is. It's going to be a little bit deeper than what we talk about, but feel free, brother. Go ahead.
What up, Brian? What up, RJ? I mean,
why?
Yes. Let's hear it.
Why? We got to talk about the entire earth, which I don't think we got time to do. On talk about why women are mistreated. That's really what I've been thinking about this whole time. It's kind of like disgusting if you think about it. The long way, everything that women do and contribute to the entire world, and in most industries, we have this problem, even outside of sports. And if you want to compare it to something, you can compare it to a lot of evil things that go down on this earth. But I think the biggest thing is the pay. Anthony had made a comment about it a little bit earlier. The pay is the most egregious thing because it's supposed to be split between ownership and the women. Is if the women wouldn't be complaining about their amount that much, if it was an equal share, is more of the owners taking all of the money, and then here goes a couple of coins for y'all, like plantation type mindsets. And see if we really want to get behind the lens and pull it back, like, wait, we still have these same issues, especially in America. Like, slavery was 400 years ago. Shout out Black History Month. We aren't supposed to see residents and residuals of what used to be. What's going on? And we keep running into the same problem in a lot of industries. Although, like we've been acknowledging, women are still doing their thing, slowly grinding in all places. You're seeing more women referees in the NFL, a lot of women referees in the NBA. I think the biggest disgrace the NBA has done is not give Becky Hammon out in San Antonio that head coaching job. That would have been really transformational for women in sports. But
and so, of course, if you say that, going into the talking about the pay, as we know, of course, Chris Paul received the Kobe Bryant and Gigi and Kobe Bryant advocacy award for his work and talking to and putting on for the WNBA and what they're doing. We've heard plenty of times in which Kyrie Irving has even donated funds out of his own pocket, or two, been a person that has continuously spoken and tried to get a situation to where the WNBA is making more money. Of course, that brings the conversation back to it where we had same coach, Miss Hammond, Becky Hammond. She's receiving $1 million from the Los Angeles Raiders owner Davis, but the top player in the NBA on a supermax contract only receiving $285,000.
good Lord.
Where where do y'all see that? Where y'all stand?
Where's the
that
issue?
Yeah, with that issue, Vanessa, Kim, Ron, Bishop, what do y'all think about that? How do y'all think that is a fixable issue, or I don't know? And I did plenty studies in reference to the WNBA, but I'd like to hear y'all take on it.
I actually got the new contract up.
Go ahead, yes, sir.
The league is increasing its salary cap by 30%, doubling the money from $117K to $215 for max players, and compensation up to $300K for certain players. And there's an opportunity for most of the top players to get a $500,000 check at the end of the year. So somewhere close to $1 million for the top players. They updated the benefits, full salary while on maternity leave. Crazy that wasn't already a thing. New annual child care stipend. And the biggest things is salaries during childbirth and things of that nature. So it's not enough.
So Vanessa, Kim, I see y'all shaking your heads. Was that like a cringe, or are you looking at it, especially when he stated, of course, the maternity thing? Why wasn't that like women ain't start having babies when they started playing basketball? So how is it that we have this? So Vanessa, are you just coming back in?
I don't know.
Well, to me, I saw all the rigmarole about the person that posted. She said, about talking about people's clothing and things of that nature. But in all honesty, when you talk about gender issues, in an arena where they're very specific, you're going to deal with those things, right? So the first thing is about how much she's getting paid in comparison to a male player. Like I said, to me, I don't think it's as much about being a woman as she had a bulldog fight for her to get, to get a good contract, negotiate pay. And so she got that. But as far as the gender issue about the way people dress and the way they look, the reality of it is, and we have to take into account that the powers that be sometimes aren't ready to move with the time, the generational gaps that we have with people in positions of power versus the active people in front of the camera, right? So, you know, for me as a woman, an older woman, because I'll be 50 in a month, right? So for me, sometimes it could look a little spicy. Not because I think there's anything wrong with her femininity or being, I mean, she's a woman, you can't discount that. But the arena that she's in, she's, you know, if you're in front of a lot of men and you're coaching and you dress, you know, a little more fitted or more feminine, then they could perceive it to be a distraction, and then they want to hold that against us. And so I think it has a ripple effect. But in the vein where she was coaching as a woman's coach, what would be the problem? There are other women coaches, they wear tailored suits. You can't help genetics. So it's just a lot of things that go into the making of something being appropriate or not being appropriate. And at the end of the day, is it appropriate to hold that against somebody? Well, the reality of it is that people do. They just do. It doesn't make it right. They do. So then we have to talk about, well, what can we get from that point? And I think that's why I would like to hear what Kim has to say, you know, about that, because she's been an owner and she's been a coach. She's been a coach for a men's team because I've seen her, you know, and I don't think that what I've perceived in Kim would be any different from what coaches look like, female coaches look like across the board, not just for any one particular.
Okay,
so
Kim, go ahead. Go ahead.
Right before Kim gets started, because I know Kim gonna go in with it. And I appreciate what you're saying as well, Ms. Vanessa. I actually seen the outfit, and I actually seen people commenting on it. And personally, I didn't see anything wrong with what that young lady wore as a coach. I didn't see anything wrong with it. How she wore, she was representing cancer by wearing pink. The whole team was. The outfit was appropriate. I don't feel like just because, like you said, because of her genetics, you have something to falter with. Now, I promise you, and this is just me, and I may get some backlash about it, but I promise you, if it was a Caucasian woman, it probably wouldn't even been an issue. It probably never would have been brought up, to be honest with you. She could have had on the exact same outfit, but it probably wouldn't even have been an issue. But because this young lady was of African-American descent or whatever, it's a problem. Why does her outfit have to have anything to do with her coaching? Why are you even so concerned with yourself in regards to her outfit while she's coaching? You shouldn't even be looking at what she's wearing. Why does that even matter? You're there for the game. You're not there for the fashion show. You're not. It's not a fashion show. It's a basketball game. It's a competition. So why does it matter what she wears? I applaud her for stepping out to the zone. Don't get me wrong. There are other female coaches out there who actually, you know, they wear their women's suits and things of that nature. And then you got those that wear, you know, the sweats and the university sweater or t-shirt or polo or whatever. She chose to step out to the comfort zone a little bit. What's wrong with that? I don't have a problem with a person being different and want to step out that comfort zone. So I applaud her for that. She said she wouldn't change anything. She said it doesn't change her coach's style when they ask her, because it's been all on Good Morning America, the Today Show. They've interviewed her about this situation because so many people have criticized her for her outfit. I applaud her.
Of course, Kim, being like Vanessa was talking about, and knowing at GBC, you wear your pantsuits or you wear whatever attire, your skirt. What has been your Reddit, or when you seen this story, what did come to mind for you, or did you put yourself in the same place, or go think back to situations that you had before in reference to?
Yeah, when I seen it, I said, "Oh, I've been doing that for a long time." But I agree with Vanessa and Bishop. But what we have to think about when it comes to this young lady is a lot of times, when you are being mentored and you are in a position where you're maybe like an assistant or something of that nature, they always tell you to dress for the part that you want. So she's stepping up her game to dress professionally, not just take the easy way out to throw on the sweats and the t-shirt, but she's dressing for the next level that she wants, which is potentially a head coach. You know what I mean? So I think it's great that it's not easy being a coach, trying to make sure you look on point as well and look professional and what you're gonna wear, it's way easier just to throw on the team sweatsuit and some tennis shoes. So every time she comes out, because I've seen multiple pictures of her, every time she comes out and she's looking nice and business and her look is elevated, she's taking time to do that. She's taking extra time. And she's also looking well for her organization as well. So I wasn't upset with it. Like I said, I was like, yeah, I've been wearing heels and dresses and pantsuits for a while. So, yeah, I hope I wish her the best and keep doing it.
Okay. Well, and I like to add, like, it's, Kim, from our standpoint, it's a part of the culture. Like Bishop said, it is. We do things differently. Mm-hmm. We do things differently, and like you said, I think it goes back culturally for us as a group of people, because we do have to put it in context of it being black and white, because it very much is. It very much is. I have seen some NCAA female coaches that are Caucasian that they wear a fitted suit. Well, it's not gonna look like that on you. Mm-hmm. Or on me because of genetics, and that's gonna cause a problem, right?
Facts.
Kim, we know it's gonna cause a problem. I know it causes a problem. So when this is a very soft way to go back and create a bigger issue. See, nobody really wants to say anything about her ethnicity, right? Because then you already gonna get the pushback. Like, why are you bringing that up? But why are you bringing up clothes? It's silly in context when you really think about it. It makes absolutely no sense. She color coordinated with her team. They were wearing pink. I know, being a business partner of Travion Amir, if it had to do with a uniform, he was very vested in that, and the way that we looked and the way that we presented, as a unit. And that's just our upbringing. Those are generational things that have been put in us to look a certain way when we go out. I posted a meme on my Facebook page. They said business casual, church clothes. I mean, it's just a totally different, right? It's a totally different way that we do things. And so we got to look deeper as, like, why is that an issue? What are the things about this young lady that might be going on in her program that that they don't really want to put out, to the forefront? Because it's got to be something bigger than clothes. That's a way to start on. That's an inroad to something. And I think if we continue to watch this story, the truth of it will probably come out a little bit later on down the road, because it's bigger. This is just a segue into something, a bigger issue with this, young lady, because that's so minute. It's not even funny. But
my question for both of you ladies, Vanessa and Miss Kim, both of y'all, is, if it was a black male coach, and we know guys ain't gonna be provocative or anything, but just to say a male coach would have wore, or assistant coach, and he wore something, we wouldn't, well, more tailored suit.
More tailored, yeah.
Tailored suit. Yeah, it wouldn't have been an issue. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have been an issue. Why isn't it an issue to y'all? Because it's a woman. Why does it make it an issue? Because even though we're both African American, if I wear something that's so-called like Trey said, it's a tailored suit, compared to a woman who's African American or African American descent, and she wears one, why are the woman being more ridiculed than the male? They're both in a coaching position.
I think it's because they're not ready for the shift to see women operating in roles that have for years been set apart for men. And it is, outside of sports, there is a bigger discussion about women being able to really break the glass ceiling, and they're looking at it in ways that's just not like in the sports arena, but they're looking at the way that they allow us as women to break that glass, ceiling. It's also going to put a halt to the way, and I'm using this word just figuratively, boys and girls, just gender, respectfully, but the way that boys act when they're not in the company of girls, and how, is that going to stop other types of people from wanting access to these protected territories? So it's bigger than that. This is just like the beginning of it, and they'll use anything that they can say without really saying it. Like, they would never come out and say, well, we don't want a woman as a coach because they're too emotional. Oh no, they know that would get like the greatest pushback. But if you could, look at something like, well, look at the way that she dresses, that's going to cause a problem. If she's dressing like that, she's going to be around a lot of men. How is she going to be able to be taken seriously? Those are, I'd like to believe that they weren't important, but they are. We can't discount, that we can't. But that is really, to me, what I see being the bigger issue. The bigger issue is like, Lord, leave us something. And it's not so much, and we just gotta, I'm gonna say it. Y'all might kick me off, but I'm gonna say it.
We would never do that.
It's not a people of color issue. I had to take a deep breath.
Be politically correct.
To me, it's not. It's about a power structure and people being able to hold on to that and feeling like they're losing ground. You see what I'm saying? Because outside of sports, they feel like they're losing ground. And so the institutions that are left, they're trying to hold on to those things. So I think that's where we get a lot of this. That's my opinion. It's bigger than just sports. Sports is the place that they're trying to, pit this war. But I think it's bigger than that.
So, of course, as Anthony Price, he said earlier when he was talking about that's like Jeannie Buss, the president of Lakers, for taking it with most heat. So I think in this situation, you goes back to, of course, we know Jeannie Buss, her father elected her to be the president of their operations or head the trust upon him passing over her 4 other brothers. Uh, so, do you think why do we have these situations in which Mr. Buss, who was an established owner, he was actually doing pretty well. He elected his daughter, which is currently the only, if I'm correct, I think she's the only woman or the head of the majority owner of a team in the NBA, in which we know the NBA is like light years ahead of any of the other organizations when it comes down to racial, anything racial. But why do y'all think they take a backseat when it comes to the equality of women in this day and age?
Anybody? Kim? Me? You?
Oh yeah, you could go.
Who are you
talking? Who are you actually talking about taking the backseat?
Any other organizations like we was talking about the NBA, like we said, when it comes to racial, from a racial standpoint, they all own it, or is it because it's at the forefront when it comes to it? Of course, you own it, you got to handle it. But like we said, which is I think it goes unspoken about with Jeannie Buss, she gets seemingly a lot of slack, or her as a owner or leading an organization as if like other males do. Do you think this is a situation where the NBA is behind on it when it comes to women equality, or is it just not that rampant because she is the only woman that's in the NBA as a majority owner?
Well, I think something that you brought out was really interesting about the fact that there was no her father was leading the organization and it was doing fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just passed
and
away.
then when she took it over, now she gets the heat for everything.
Right. Yep.
You know, is she really pushing it? Is she pushing it forward? Or is it regressing? You know, have her policies made it, regress, or is it, moving ahead? Because I've just, I think it, like I said, I think it's across the board. They just don't think that women are capable to do certain things. But we know that that's not true because look at what they did over there at soccer. I'm just, if I get real old fashioned, those women negotiated a hell of a contract.
They did.
They did.
They did.
A lot of men don't have contracts that good.
Facts.
The way they negotiated and got like everything that they wanted. And then when it shifted and they saw that they could get more, they went after it and they got more. So it's not that we're not capable. It's just people just aren't ready.
And I think
I don't think that change is going to happen at that top level. I think it's going to have to happen at the lower level, like what we do in minor league. In minor league, the men welcome us.
Really?
They welcome us, in positions of ownership. And, Kim, I didn't see any pushback with Kim being a coach. I mean, she was a bona fide coach and her team won. She coached an excellent team.
Don't, because
so I don't think that
I look up Vanessa, every time I look up is a damn a reminder of New Orleans. I don't know. It don't even be basketball season. It'd be like soccer, and it's a damn.
It came
reminder.
Across my feed. I just dropped my head. I dropped my head.
Memories.
I dropped my head. I blame you, Trey, because you were the one. It should be like a HBCU homecoming. You pick the ones that you're gonna shine above, and it didn't work out for us. In that respect, it didn't work out for us like that. It should have been like I went to Alabama State. We go and get Stillman or somebody that we can, but I mean, we're doing it. But like I said, I think it has to happen. I think the NBA has to learn from smaller organizations when they see the way women are incorporated. I think that's like going to be the better way to kind of make inroads. And also, instead of trying to have people for women, for us to go after such prominent positions, maybe to pick more strategic positions where you can show yourself to be worthy, learn a little bit more, and then kind of go in for the kill for those higher positions, because by then they've already seen you. They're kind of respecting what you do.
So
that's just my take on it.
So let me ask y'all this before you go in. So how do y'all feel about what's her name? Isn't it Becky Hammon, the one that was the assistant coach? How do y'all feel about the fact, especially you, Kim, in regards to Becky Hammon not wanting to stay in the NBA as an assistant coach, and possibly a lot of people looked at her and possibly becoming the head coach of the Spurs, but going over to the WNBA to become a head coach. Like a lot of women, I feel like we're looking forward for Becky Hammon to take over as the first female coach in the NBA. She did while Pop was out. When Pop's wife passed away, she did take over the head coach position in his absence, because he was, taking care of family issues in regards to burying his wife. But for me, it was a surprise to see Becky Hammon go over to the WNBA. So what are y'all thoughts about, her going over to the WNBA instead of just staying put in the NBA and maybe becoming the first female head coach in the NBA?
I'm okay with that. For the simple fact, you never know what her strategic and long-term plan is. I've coached men and women, boys and girls, and so you never know. She may be going over to the WNBA to kind of find her own structure, make her own philosophies, build her own culture, and it's somewhere where she doesn't necessarily have to go against a whole group of people that have already been there. So she may go and perfect that and then possibly try to go to an NBA team, because now she's actually maybe honed some things that she's wanted to as far as skills or sets or just leading the way 100% all the time and perfecting that, and then say, okay, well, now I'm ready to go get my real position that I want. So I wouldn't be upset with her on that.
But in a way though, Kim, do you feel like that route, like you say, I totally understand where you're coming from in regards to her angle of what and direction in which she's going. She's trying to hone her skills maybe a little more. But do you not think that maybe she going into the WNBA after leaving the NBA may make it harder for her to come back, being that she was already in the NBA? You know what I'm saying? She was already in the NBA. So like for her to maybe possibly take over for the Spurs, being that a lot of people didn't think Popovich had much time left anyway. Do you think it'll be harder for her to return back to the NBA coming from the WNBA?
If you actually have that net group of people and that partnership and have built relationships with people, I don't necessarily say harder, but I'm wondering for her, was it something where because she was at a Spurs, Pop was the coach for all these years, if she kind of in her mind was like, am I really ready for that? You know what I mean? Like, I'm taking over for a legend.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
And so I don't want it to be where I come and sometimes people can overthink. She may have definitely been qualified, overqualified, and she may have overthought herself out of the position, just saying being a little bit fearful of failure or fearful of what could happen. Whereas, you know, the WNBA is kind of like a safe place right now, you know, so we can actually maybe bring more people to that arena, more safe haven, and kind of make that arena shine. And so you just never know what her thought process was, you know, and just going back to Jeannie Buss, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at all the flack that she gets. And this is the thing about women. You barely get applauded when you do great. But when you don't do the best, then you get all the heat.
All the scrutiny. Yep, all the scrutiny.
You know what I mean? So even if she would have done okay with the Spurs or whatever the case may be, she wouldn't have got her due applause. So I don't know. Maybe it was something. Maybe she was just nervous and scared, and she just wanted to maybe check off some boxes before she did that.
And
that's a good perspective, Kim. I like that because I hadn't thought of it like that, because those are huge shoes to fill coming behind Popovich. Those are huge shoes to fill. So I get that.
So I asked this question and I just thought about it as I was looking at the comment, Ron's comment, and listening to what Kim was just saying. So do you think or what is what can possibly happen if, let's say she's in the WNBA now. She was in NBA. She's in the WNBA now. If she does not do well in the NBA, does that lessen her chances of getting back into the NBA?
You mean the WNBA? If she goes,
I'm sorry. Yeah, so WNBA. Does that lessen her chances of her being seen as that candidate, or like we say, like we usually say, we look at something like, yeah, see, we knew it. We knew this is exactly it. Do you think that's going to be the rhetoric?
I think it depends on the perspective you're looking at it from. The WNBA, their main issue is, like we were talking earlier, the pay. So to me, I feel like when players can go overseas and make all this money, when they come back to the States for the season, this is kind of like just them staying in shape. You know what I mean? So the competition is still very good, but they're not going to be out there playing because they know they got to go make that real money across the water, you know? So, you know, it's a short season. I mean, how long is WNBA?
Less than 40 games, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's not even, it's almost like I don't want to say summer league, but in a sense, it's very short.
Yeah,
it's very short.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm an avid believer, especially with the NBA and how they keep people around for a long time. But I'm also an avid believer in what's for you will be for you, even if you get off track a little bit. So I'm not saying that she's necessarily going to be able to go back to the Spurs. I'm not saying that she's going to be able to shoe in right back to the NBA. But if it's meant for her to coach an NBA team, then that door will be open because it's part of what you're supposed to do.
So let me ask you this, Kim, real quick. Being that you've been a coach, an owner, you set up all these, tournaments and things of that nature, and you've coached men and women. Who's more likely to listen to you as a coach, women players or men players? And in your experience,
They're about the same.
really? Okay.
This is the thing. When I coach, I coach females, high school level, JUCO level, and semi-pro. As a matter of fact, I had a couple of players that played in the WNBA after they played during our season or whatever the case may be. And then on the male side, I've coached every level except for high school. I think it was about me building a culture of people who would buy into what I was doing. So when you are having your tryouts and when you are looking to build a team or coach, you're looking at personalities. You're looking at, okay, are they going to buy into my philosophies? You know what I mean? And some of them, it takes a little bit of time, but when you know what you're doing and you know what you're talking about, they may come in initially and say, hi, yeah, whatever. But then when they see that you really know your stuff, then they're going to listen to you. And so it really doesn't matter either way, And I've even had referees, they came next to me and say, oh, I thought you was just a pretty face. And then I started listening to you and you actually know what you're talking about.
Okay.
So yeah. So, you get resistance from both, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you know what you're doing, then they'll both buy in. Yeah, and have your back.
Okay. I was just wondering. That was just something I thought about, especially being that Trey just brought up the fact that what if Becky Hammons does go to the WNBA and doesn't succeed and doesn't have a winning career over in the WNBA? How would that impact her trying to make it back into the NBA, even if that's something she chooses to do as a coach? So that's why I asked that.
And which it becomes very interesting because it's no different than because you would think that the conversation would be all right. She comes back, but things like no different from a college head coach going to the pros, faltering, and then having to go back to what it is. Go back to what he knows. Like you just don't know. But I think, of course, like we say, because as a woman for the most part, you have it to where it's like, oh well. And I'm very sure to go back to what I know what Chantel was saying in the comments and what y'all was talking about. I'm very sure she got tired of sitting around waiting. This is an opportunity. This is an opportunity for me now. It's an opportunity for me now. And I'm very sure the Spurs wanted to hold on to her, make her, be that vehicle to usher in head coaches, because you got the Witherspoons, you got a couple of females out there that can probably head along. Guide a team, but she probably got tired of waiting around.
And then she's been with Pop, so I would think there was a conversation
absolutely
that she's had with him as a mentor to say, hey, I can sit here longer, or what would you do?
What would you do?
He probably sat down
Pop is
with
pretty
her.
straightforward.
Right.
Like, I ain't going nowhere no time soon.
Yeah, he probably sat down with her and said, hey, these are your options: A, B, pros, cons, and then these are some things that could happen. You know what I mean? So I think it was very thought out and strategic. I don't think she just, woke up one day and was like, forget it, I'm going. I think she actually talked to people around her to make sure it was going to be a good decision.
Yeah. I just feel like I think a lot of women were hoping, because she had been in San Antonio so long under Pop, that they were hoping to see her go into the head coaching position. And I think it kind of, in some way, I feel like it kind of may have disappointed some women to see her leave the men's field and go to the women's field, because a lot of people, I think, were looking forward to seeing her being the first female head coach in the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. And of course, it goes back to that, which is what you were speaking about. It, you gotta. I mean, she's gotta know what she's doing. Like Ken was just saying, it probably was a strategic plan to where Pop, like, later set it down. It's like, hey, this is a possibility. Maybe this is how you can finesse this situation. And of course, always the outside looking in is always a different, conversation. You think one thing, or like Kim was just talking about the referees looking at her like, saying, oh, she's just a pretty face on the sideline. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And not realizing until, saying.
It's funny you say that, Trey, and Kim says that because, we played flag football for years together and stuff like that. And when I got here to San Antonio, was it San Antonio? No, I'm sorry. When I was in Fort Hood, that's where it was. I was in Fort Hood and I was playing a flag football game. And for the first time while playing this game, I ran across a female flag football official. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, okay, yeah, like Kim said, or like you just said, Trey, another pretty face. She probably just gonna throw a flag and be whatever. And whatever, so forth and so on. But as the game went along, I was like, oh, okay, no, she know her stuff, man. She know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? She know the sport, and it's kind of a relief in a way, because you think, oh man, it's gonna be some nonsense. She finna come out here and do a bunch of nonsense here and there. But no, like, to be honest, she knew her stuff, and it actually kind of catapulted me into becoming an official. Because once I seen her, I was like, man, you know what? Once I no longer can play this sport no more, that might be something I want to do and become an official. And that's how I actually became an official.
Lord, Bishop, I just thought you was about to say, man, if she could do it, I could do it. I thought you.
No, this ain't no Juwana man type junk. No, bro. Ain't nobody Juwana man in nothing.
I was like, yo,
this ain't Juwana man. No.
I was like, oh man, I was like, you about to
not like
that trap.
No. Just to be an official, because I officiate now. But yeah, okay.
Okay. Yes, definitely. I can see that. So, going back to where so Price, brother Anthony Price talked about how saying Jenny Buss is not taking control. I wouldn't think that she's not taking control. I just think it's because I think she's very much in control. Like she had to put her brothers in check, and she had to basically fire one of her brothers and remove him and tell him where he needed to go. So I think she at some point she grabbed hold of the horns and was very assertive. Of course, just like anything, you're going to continue to hear certain aspects. You're going to hear rumblings. People going to have their stuff to say. People going to talk always, no matter what it is that you're doing or how it goes. So I think I would like to say I think that she's doing a pretty good job. She tried to put people, of course, like any other owner or business individual, you try to put people in place that's going to get you to where you're going to go. Hence, she hired Magic. Magic had to go. She got Pelinka. Pelinka might have to go. So it was. So it's just one of those situations. So I don't think that she's docile or doesn't have fearful to speak. I think it probably is strategic from that fact of the matter. The question is a female want to be a head coach in the NBA? Will the owner help her out? It'd be great to make the job harder.
That's a good question, Anthony. Yeah. Yeah, that's a real good question, because it does take the owner to back the head coach, especially if it was to be a female. You would definitely need the backing of your head coach. Your owner, your general manager, and your general manager. So yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. Like I said, we got a female vice president, so it's a matter of time. It's about who's going to be who's going to take who's going. I love what Kim said though. I really, it keeps coming back in my head that Becky was maybe she was overwhelmed and was getting a bit antsy, because I do feel like Popovich is on his last leg. I really feel like if Popovich does another year under San Antonio, I will be surprised. So maybe Becky, like I said, I keep playing in my head that maybe Becky got a little nervous. They could like, oh, Pop might go after this year. Oh, am I ready? Am I really ready for this? Am I really ready for all this criticism and the scrutiny that's about to come to me if these Spurs continue to play like they're playing right now? Because remind you, the Spurs are playing horrible right now under Popovich. So if that was to continue under Becky's coaching, they're not gonna they're not gonna blame Pop. They're gonna blame Becky because they're gonna look at it with Becky. You've been there since 2014. You ain't made like for real. You can't make. We don't need you as a coach then because you can't make the changes. But wait. We had this problem when Pop was here too. Now Pop, most recently, we know what Pop done in his past, but most recently, we know this was Pop's team, and I'm just taking over now that he's no longer coaching. He decided to retire. I think they would ridicule her in her first year if she wasn't able to turn the team around, which would be unfair because it would just be one season. But I can totally understand where Kim is coming from and being nervous about that because all eyes will be on her.
So yeah, but I definitely think it was a conversation she had though. You never know. I mean, if she's been with them long enough, she could have sat down with Pop and a couple more people, and there could be a plan in place. You know what I mean? To bring her back.
Yeah.
So
True that. So Ron, question, bro, for you. I think this is a perfect question for you. Why is it we have not or are now just hearing of Louisa Harris?
Ooh, well, I'm just hearing of her myself, so let me look her up.
Who is Louisa Harris? That's a new. I've never heard of that. Yeah, who is that?
Louisa Harris, as Ron looks up, and he's going to give us a little quiz. Louisa Harris is the first woman to be drafted by an NBA team.
Oh yeah, I did hear about her the other day. I did. I sure did.
She is a pioneer. Right. Drafted by the then New Orleans Jazz. Stand up, Louisiana. I'm only saying that because I'm here and Kim's from there. But
27. I can't believe I didn't know that.
Yeah, Louisa Harris. So why would you think? Like, if you look at her accolades, she was a monster.
She's dope.
She was drafted by an NBA team in which the only reason why she didn't play is because she's a woman and she was pregnant. So she
never stepped foot on the court?
She never stepped foot on the court.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
If you can, Ron, can you give her accolades and that, and why you think it was we were just now hearing about this magnificent woman?
Yeah, she just passed away in January, which is probably a lot of reasons why she's getting brought up a lot. Average 26 points a game, almost 15 rebounds at Delta State. So she was in that paint, putting bodies on people.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was her measurables?
6'3".
Oh, okay. Wow. And she died at the age of what? How old was she?
She was insane. She dropped 50 points in the Madison Square Garden in front of 10,000 fans and won the Delta State Lady Statesman first championship in 1975.
Oh wow!
Which was a year. I think she was drafted even a year or two after that by the Jazz.
Yeah, she was drafted in 77. Inducted into the Hall of Fame in 92.
Oh wow! Wow. Okay.
It's Black history. Shout out to the Queen. Wow.
Black history, baby. Let's go. I like it.
Kim, question. They have a question for you. Is up on the screen.
When you coach, did you have both control of the team, female and men's? What do you mean full control?
Well, of course, one of them she was the owner for, so
yeah.
I don't think she had any.
Yeah, I didn't have any assistants. It was just me. I was a one woman everything: GM, owner, coach.
All of them. You were all the hats.
I was like that for the men and the women in semi-pro. High school, varsity, we had staff. And then as far as the at Northwest Vista, I was one woman show again.
So Kim, you said that you never coached high school boys basketball. Is there a reason behind that? No.
It just didn't present itself, I guess, because I was on the female side, but then I also was coaching women's semi-pro and also men military.
Okay.
So yeah, it just never presented itself. And I was happy. I was in Nebraska, and I was actually happy coaching the girls there. So
okay,
yeah, we still have relationships to this day. So
that's awesome. That's nice. That's what's up.
And what was one of the toughest things you had to deal with while coaching? Something that you had to overcome? Because I'm just thinking of the one man show doing semi-pro, and how I'm just like, how did you even keep your sanity doing GM, coaching, dealing with all the attitude,
they easy,
all the travel?
I know.
It's not easy, yo. And I had we had two people.
And that's what would be really funny. It's like I would look and I would see myself, and then I look at the other team, and they had like 4 people all trying to out strategize me. You know what I mean? And I found myself. I think the toughest part wasn't even the team, because all the teams that I was on, I built like a family. The toughest part is when you work your bottom off and people try to take it from you unfairly. So because they don't want you to get that championship, because they don't want you to get that award, because they don't want you to seem better than, it's like they got to try to undercut you somewhere. And it's like, you don't know how hard I work for this. You don't know what I sacrificed for this. You know what I mean? It's not easy. So when you got to go against a team, and then you got to deal with all the extra stuff that you have to go against, that's very tough. You know, I was thinking when we were talking earlier, I went to a game, and I'll never forget, it was 2 instances. The first instance, one referee, I had on sweats in a shirt, a jacket, my Adidas outfit, and I was sitting on the bench, and I was just talking to the players, telling them, what to do. And I think he called something, and I was like, oh man, and he comes over to me and he gets to me face to face, and he was like, you need to be quiet. He was like, you're just on the bench. And my god brother was behind me, and he was like, oh, that ain't what you want. That's not what you want. That's her team. And I was like, oh, I'm actually the coach. And he was like, oh, you're the coach? I'm like, yes. But he literally was telling me to be quiet, right? And so I'm like, I'm sitting down. I didn't even really say anything, but you're coming over here thinking I'm just a fan, and I'm not, Wow. And then I had another instance where a referee didn't want to talk to me. He was just like, it was the championship game, and he was like, I don't have to talk to you. I'm like, I'm the coach. How can you not talk to me? He was like, well, I'm not talking to you. And it's just things like that you have to deal with. So I had to make sure that the people that actually was on my team, that we were very locked in, you know what I mean? And that, at the end of the day, I could turn to them and they were like, don't worry about it, coach. We got you. We got the game. Don't worry about it. And they would literally go out there and handle business because they already knew what I was facing.
She said this was in the championship game.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, it's just different things that you deal with. And They say if it was easy, everybody would do it, and that's what I really believe. It is definitely not easy, and yeah. So
did y'all win the game?
Actually, lost in overtime by 2. So yeah.
Blame that one on the ref.
Well, that particular game had a whole bunch of moving pieces to it. So it's like I was saying, you sometimes come into situations where you're like, what is all going on? Because that's not right. That's not right. That's not supposed to be allowed. And you're like, oh, okay, I get it. Word. That's what's up. So I hear and play,
Yeah, I feel
so because I never want to be that person to. I don't like it when people blame someone else because there's something we could have done better. You know what I mean? So don't blame whatever the obstacle was. We should have hit more free throws, or we should have played better defense. You know what I mean? So I take it to the chin. But then at the same time, somebody got a straight walk, and then I got all these what do you call booby traps? I gotta go through.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. But I'm not surprised, but that's crazy.
Yeah. So it's all good.
So of course last night, while we got you here, Kim, Ron's back. Last night. Oh, wait, hold up. Hold up. Did I do better than you last night, Bishop? Let me see. Lost that one.
I don't know. Let's see.
Did he bet on Brooklyn?
Come on, you know he did. You know he did.
Man, ain't nobody asked you about nothing about Brooklyn, bro.
And he took me with him too.
I didn't take you with you. I didn't take me with you. I didn't take you with me. You pick first, and I picked second. I didn't take you with me. Don't do that.
So basically, we had all the same picks. So whatever he got, I got. So it's cool. But of course, last night the Cleveland Cavaliers faced off against the Detroit Pistons. According to Ron, this was the first day back in the NBA because it was the Philadelphia wasn't playing. But
let him tell it. Yeah.
Yeah. The Cleveland Cavaliers took on the Pistons, and they took the Pistons got the W. 106-103 as they're now 14-45, which is probably not going to make a difference. Cleveland now 35-24 as we get closer to the start of the NBA playoffs. Even Mobley 12 points, 11 points from Allen and Oroko. They were led by Lauri Markkanen with 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. The Detroit Pistons was led by rookie sensation Cade Cunningham, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 16 points and 4 rebounds from newly acquired Marvin Bagley. So now we're at the Cleveland's back after the All-Star break. It must be said that they were without Karis LeVert and Darius Garland. Do you see Cleveland starting to fall off, or are they going to continue seeing or stay where they're at under these last 24, 25 games as they make the playoff push?
Cleveland, y'all better not fall off now. Shout out Cade Cunningham. He hit 4 free throws in the last 40 seconds to win the game. I think it just was just a we're back goof by the Cavaliers because this is unacceptable. This is very unacceptable to be taking L's to the Pistons when we know the Eastern Conference playoff race is tight. Like, if you're coming out here losing the Pistons, fellas, it's like, do y'all don't want this?
Of course, let's make this pile up on Bishop Day. Kim, please join in as the Boston Celtics select the Brooklyn Nets 129-106. the Brooklyn now 31-29. Bishop, what happened last night, man? Of course, y'all got 22 points from Seth. Him doing what he do, 22, 7, and 1. 13 points from Kessler Edwards, 11 points from Andre Drummond. Bruce Brown Jr. contributed with 15 points. Of course, no Kyrie Irving. Where your man Patty? Patty Mills, 1 point, 1 rebound, 8 assists.
See, that's why I don't like Patty. That's why I don't like Patty. Get rid of Patty. I don't like that. Patty could take his little Patty Cadillac, had a little dog, whatever, and get up out of
Patty cake.
I don't like Patty. And I don't think. Man, no. Get rid of Patty. I mean, we played Boston. It ain't like we played no slouch team, man. We played Boston. I mean, I did pick the Nets. I was hoping we did.
There you go, kid. What we were just talking about with LeBron. Who was that just saying about LeBron?
What about LeBron? What about him? What are you talking about? I picked my squad.
That was we not just saying that LeBron. We're talking about how LeBron shows up when he plays lackluster teams, and then when someone a real dog, then he's quiet. So we can't say what we're not going to do.
But who did we have? Who did we have though, Trey? Y'all keep saying who did we have? We didn't have KD. We did.
Ron, Kim,
go ahead. Are we not what?
Please tell me, Ron, Kim, is the Nets in the ABA or the NBA?
Thank you, Trey.
Oh my God, here we go.
Are they in the ABA or the NBA? They are an NBA team.
Don't worry. Don't worry, Trey. You know the Lakers got to play. Don't worry. The Lakers got to play, bro. Lakers got to play. Lakers got to play. Don't worry about it. Lakers got to play.
When Ben Simmons comes,
not worry about it.
Right.
Exactly. Right. See, that's what I'm saying. We waiting. That's what we waiting on.
Don't give them no
what
excuses.
They talking about right now, Kim. It's not an excuse. We should win. I'm not saying that's why I put Brooklyn. We should be winning games. I'm not going to say that. I don't need no excuses. But what I'm saying is, once we get everybody back, I want to hear the same tunes from you and Ron. Trey, I want to hear them same tunes when everybody come back. I want to hear them same tunes.
I understand that, and Anthony's going on the same trip. There's nobody to play up, but this is not the ABA, and the game should at least be competitive. Boston came out there and just dumped on your head, man. Marcus Smart is an animal.
Really?
That's why Patty Mills had such a horrible night, because he had some good shots, but he was just off. But you got Marcus Smart banging at you all game. Yeah, you're going to have a rough night.
See, no, hold on. What y'all won't do is, because this is the thing, right? Yeah, we lost by 23 points? But the Warriors blew out the Trailblazers by almost 40. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Like, seriously?
The Sixers lost to the Celtics by 50 the other night, too. Like, I think it's about the Celtics.
I see it, absolutely. That's right. They did lose by 50. So your Sixers got dusted by the same team.
This is about the Celtics. You know what the Sixers.
But see, the thing about it though, this is the thing about it though, Ron. The Sixers had Embiid when y'all lost by 50.
Okay.
Hello.
Ooh. I can't.
I'm waiting.
That. I was.
Okay. We didn't have no.
Okay, get him off you, Bishop. Get him off you, Bishop.
Get him off you. I'm waiting, huh?
It was the last game.
ABA? Is this NBA or ABA? Is this NBA or ABA?
And my boy's doing the towel clearly.
Let's go.
March 10th. Y'all got them Ben Simmons problems now.
March 10th. Let's go. Y'all got them Harden problems.
Look at Q. She agrees. She concurs.
Y'all got them Harden problems now. Don't worry about it. We're going to see if them two can get along. I see a fight coming between the teammates. I see a fight coming.
Do you know what we're waiting on?
What?
Why is he not playing?
Which one? Ben or Harden?
Ben.
Ben,
he's supposedly, as of last week, he was still wanting to make sure that he's mentally ready.
Don't do that, Kim. See, don't.
He was to make sure he's mentally ready.
Don't do that. See, you just feeding into that. Now they
so what's gonna happen is he didn't play Philly. Now he about to play the Nets.
Seth Curry playing, Andre Drummond playing, everybody that came up with him playing. He just sitting.
I'm just saying he ain't gonna play no games. He gonna still be trying to figure out if he ready.
You got
Don't
what
do
you
that,
want,
Kim.
man.
Don't do
What's
that,
up?
Kim. Don't do that. Don't do that, Kim.
I don't think he plays until Kevin Durant comes back, which is disappointing. That's like
Kevin coming back soon, though. Yeah, Kevin come back soon.
That's all you wait for, huh, Bishop?
That's it. I can't wait till Kevin, Kyrie, Embiid, and Seth and all them on the floor. Yes. Ooh. And is that game in Philly? The game against Philly is it in Philly or is it in Brooklyn?
Yeah, I'm 1,000% positive Ben ain't coming to Philly to play no basketball.
You know what, Rod? I said that. I think he should wait till after that game. He should wait till after that game. He should come back.
He should wait. Why?
Yeah.
That's a whole nother month and some days.
They play on the 10th. Why should he wait after that game? Why?
Because if he comes back, or at least he needs to come. If he doesn't come back a game or two before that game, he needs to wait. He needs to wait till after that game to come back, because that's not the game to come back in. And Philly is come on, man. Can you imagine what the Philly fans are going to do if he comes in there half stepping?
That's
he has a point to prove. Yeah, exactly, Kim. That's the game to prove himself. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. I totally agree. Come back when he got to
prove
something.
Man, you're gonna have to come to Philly in the playoffs. It's going to be Brooklyn and Philly at the end of the day. So come on, get it out your chest.
Yeah,
like a man. Like just exactly. You won. Now come play.
Yeah,
it's only gonna make you stronger. And he's still running.
But he has to make sure mentally he is stronger. That's all it is. Nothing more or nothing less. So, Ben, you come back when you feel you're fit and ready, sir.
Trey, let's worry about AD. Let's worry about when AD come back. When Russell gonna show up. Let's do that part. When Russell gonna show up? Let's ask that question. I'll wait. Oh, okay. Silence.
Are they making the playoffs?
Probably not. They'll make the play-in, but they probably ain't gonna make the playoffs. They probably make the play-in.
Yeah,
you still waiting for Russell.
Play-in.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sorry,
Trey, you ain't saying that. Trey, we still
Trey.
waiting on Russell. He ain't hurt. He ain't trying to get his mental status together. What's wrong with him?
I think he is trying to get his mental status together. I think that's what the problem is.
I'm just
saying.
Right.
So since we gonna come for Trey, y'all boys do got the Clippers tonight, man. The Clippers is my new favorite team out west.
Ooh.
Them boys, they're the Celtics out west. They've been dogging. Beat the Warriors last week.
He is
barely lost to the Sun. If the Clippers drag y'all in the new crypto arena, it's gonna be. Lakers need to come handle little brother. Come on, LeBron.
We get the W tonight. I'm very confident that we get the W tonight. Westbrook is getting a triple-double tonight.
You don't believe that, Trey.
Westbrook is getting a triple-double tonight.
You don't even believe that.
One of them he's gonna be a triple-double with one of them being turnovers.
He is getting a triple-double. He's only gonna have three. He's only gonna have 3 turnovers, if that.
I am expecting Russ.
Man, don't y'all listen to Trey. Don't bet on Trey. Don't listen to Trey.
A 20-point triple-double, 3 turnovers maximum.
Man, 20-point triple-double. Trey, you don't even believe that.
So he's averaging 7.5 assists on the season and 4 turnovers a game. So Trey's just basically saying a whole new person showing up in Westbrook.
A whole new person showing up.
3 more. 3 more assists and 2 less turnovers for the Lakers.
Right. A whole new person. We're going to get a whole new Westbrook where everyone's going to be like, he is exactly what he thought he was. AD's out. It's him and LeBron. He's going to show up. He wasn't at the break.
It's been him and LeBron for the past 10 games.
But he's been benched a couple of those games. But now he's Philly.
I wonder why.
He's re-energized. He's ready to go. Westbrook, you know what I'm saying?
I wonder why he's been benched. I wonder why.
I'll get on that shit with you, Trey. But if it go burning down, it go burning down. But I like that. The Lakers got to win these games.
I think it has really been a situation where it's been playing in front of you got to think it's a lot comes with, although we know, you know what I'm saying, he's been on the big stage before, but you're back at home in your city where you grew up playing for a historical franchise and being expected to help or be the savior. That's got to be That has to be mentally draining, especially when things start to go wrong. Because you got to think when it start going wrong for him, it started going wrong for him.
Right,
side of the backboard, like
Take notes, Ben Simmons. This is how men conduct themselves and still show up to work. Master them 4 pillars of stability. Russ, it's crazy he gets drugged the way he does, man. But he's the truth, and he's gonna come up. He's gonna shine. You got me believing, Trey.
I believe he did, and I don't think Dame's coming back, Anthony. I think that's a wrap for Dame. I think they powering him down, like they did Kemba Walker. It's over for him for this season.
Free Dame.
Send them to Go ahead, send them to LA.
No, y'all not finna pick up everybody.
Yeah,
actually, that's what we do.
Trey, you get on my nerves.
Actually, we do that. That's exactly
get on my nerves with that.
Yeah,
everybody
and then you dog them.
That's exactly what we do. We do that. We pick up everybody.
Y'all like the shady friend. Like, come over here. And then, oh man, you suck, yo. Like, what?
The shady friend. That's exactly what the Lakers are. Yeah.
So this is why I would say, right? I believe firmly when I the stuff I speak about AD is all love. Like, I believe AD is pretty good. The reason why I want to get rid of AD is not trashing him. It's just I think it's time for him to go where we can get some good pieces and assets for him. Mm-hmm. That's the reason I look at it. Yes,
Anthony Davis for Karl Anthony Towns. Who says no?
I would hope no one says no. Big Cat is ascending.
Big Cat.
The cat is ascending.
I think the Timberwolves say no. Nobody wants AD, bro.
He is. He balling out of control. He's balling out of control.
He in practice getting hurt.
So he in practice gets hurt. Yeah,
the shade today.
They said I was at one of the officials came to me. He's like, what y'all gonna do about street clothes? I was like, who the hell is street clothes? He's like, AD. I was like, come on, bruh.
Hey, shoot free throws. What happened to you? I got hurt shooting free throws. I don't know. I just shoot free throws warming up. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Hey, yo, the look on Westbrook's face when he failed, like, oh damn, here we go. Oh, like, what are you doing?
Here we go again.
Yeah, like, here we go again.
The most hilarious thing is watching Russell Westbrook on the sidelines trying to motivate LeBron, and the way LeBron just be looking at him like,
I know when he walked up, with
LeBron in his hand.
When West, it was that game that they wasn't supposed to lose, and him and AD was sitting there.
Motivation.
I think Bishop's connection is lacking.
Yeah, he come over there talking to LeBron like, man, we got this. No, LeBron, I know in his head, he was like, no, we got this. We need you to do your part. Stop turning the damn ball over. Make some point. Hit a shot.
So what we're not going to do is act like turning the ball over is not part of the game. So that's not what we're going to do here. We're not going to act like turning over the ball is not part of the game.
I mean,
we know it's a part of the game, but it's a part that you shouldn't be leading in. It's not a part that you should be leading in. Your turnover.
You had a point to make, Ron. You said LeBron, because I don't know what bitch you're talking about. Matter of fact, if Kyrie played, we would be able to have something to talk about Kyrie. When Kyrie get on the court, then we have a conversation.
New York dropped them mandates.
He hiding.
When Kyrie get on the court, when Kyrie get on the court, he show up. It ain't like he not showing up. Kyrie get on the court, he show up. He can't play at home, but when he get on the court, he show up.
He was a part of the 10-game losing streak. He showed up in them away games. They didn't win.
The away game, okay.
He showed up. You said when he shows up.
He does his part, but everybody ain't doing their part. That was when we had Harden. Harden wasn't doing his part. And then we got old Patty Whack, give the dog a bone. Like, get rid of this dude, man.
Y'all have one player, Bishop. Let's just
get rid of this dude.
Y'all got Kevin Durant. That's it.
And you're losing without him.
Wow. That's horrible, Ron, that you saying we only got Kevin Durant. Wow. That's crazy.
Ben Simmons is officially an enemy of mine.
That's crazy. All y'all got is Embiid. So I get it.
I'll take it.
That's all y'all got is Embiid.
Take the best player in the NBA. Sign me up.
The blasphemy. Did you call him the best player in the NBA?
The best.
The blasphemy. Oh my God.
Most dominant.
Oh, wow.
Look it up. The leading scorer, the scoring champion right now. 7'3", modern day version of Shaq. Give me Embiid. Praying for his health.
So, gentlemen, something I must bring to your attention.
Hold on, but real quick, Trey, I'm not gonna let him just slip by with that now. Didn't Giannis win MVP last year?
He won it back to back, but Joker won it last year.
Oh, okay. But it wasn't Embiid.
It should have been Embiid. It should have been Embiid. He had health issues last year. Which is if he has those issues again this year, he won't win it, which is the biggest thing with the Sixers. Will Embiid stay healthy? If
but
so,
it should be DeMar's. I'm just gonna say it should be DeMar's, but
yeah. That's crazy you saying that. Because if Embiid's not going to be healthy, why not DeMar?
So
DeMar's balling.
As we get closer,
DeMar's out of control.
As we get close to our time, gentlemen, I'd like to let you know. Do you know that we have a author in our presence?
Oh, what? No. Who's Ron? You wrote a book?
He's taking it too far.
Kim, what you been writing?
Kim is an author? What you got going on, Kim? Talk to us, KG.
Baby steps. I'm doing baby steps. Baby steps.
Okay.
You know, I love, like, I don't know. I'm always doing some extra. So since I've been retired from basketball, I've had more time after my tournament. So for me, I love journals, notebooks, things to write down like your goals and affirmations. So I just launched my first journal on Amazon. So this is for anybody who wants to kind of journal, put your thoughts there again, take notes or whatever the case may be. One should be dropping, which looks a little bit more, universal because it's blue and gold. So therefore, it could be unisex. That should be dropping in a couple of days. But I have a total of 3 on there now. And I am coming out with a devotional, and then I'm also coming out kind of like with a coach's journal / kind of like pre-game, post-game book. So I haven't actually written a book yet, but I am starting to put things out there that interest me and I think will interest other people too. So.
Boy, look at Kim. Boy, look at her.
So with your devotion. With your devotionals,
congratulations.
And stuff, where did you get the inspiration to even start this, go on this journey?
Because I think we've talked about mental health before, and we've talked about just with the pandemic and everything that we have going on, people need encouragement. So I've definitely been watching a lot of videos, personal development or encouragement. And I've always had to have something to take notes in, that I would like to keep or whatever the case may be. And then journaling actually does help you because you're able to go back and kind of look at where you were, maybe a few years back with some goals that you have, and then look back and say, man, I achieved those things, or I still need to do a couple of those things, or look how far I've came. And on the devotionals, it's more so of just different scriptures that are encouraging or help with faith and things of that nature so every day you can go and actually have that particular scripture that you can read and say out loud, and then actually write any notes or anything that you want to write on top of that as far as feelings and stuff like that. So, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. I wonder who's next on the panel to get a book or something out there. Ron, that's you. Screenplay.
It
Welcome
won't
to
be
the
me.
Powerverse.
Don't look at me. It won't be me.
And I
Nah,
wouldn't, I think we all have little niches that we can, develop and put out there to help people. All of us have talent. Thank you. All of us have talents or something that's important to us, even if it's just something where you want to make a small book and something that helped you want to put out there and then add your own twist to it. So it's definitely something we can all do.
I've many times sit up and thought about it. I was like, nah, that's not yet. Like you said, being able to sit with a little idle time and start thinking, like, you know what? Ain't no excuse. I got time now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it's on Amazon under K Nicole. So please share and copy it. I put it on my page on Facebook if you want to go find it and share it. I appreciate it.
Roger that. Of course, we got you as always. Ron, what you got going on? What's I hear there's a new podcast dropping, a new episode of a podcast dropping this weekend.
Yes, sir. This weekend into the powers.
What?
We trying to be as kind as we can be to hold off on the spoilers and talking about the show. So I feel like we're doing the people a favor, Trey. This Saturday, go watch our recap. If you watching Power, you cannot miss our show.
I missed it, Ron, on the other day. I hate that I missed it, man. I had a call. Yeah, I had a call, man. So I missed it.
It's all good. Me and Trey
definitely some time. Held it down. I saw it. I see y'all. I see y'all held it down. I'm definitely gonna be on this next one because this force is getting real. The force is getting real. May the force be with you.
So, of course, this has been our time today. A little bit different, but you're saying sometimes change come where some things have to be spoke about. Greatly appreciate the little panel we have. Kim, of course, you always welcome. Vanessa, we greatly appreciate you coming back. Of course, you already know every Thursday, especially Thursdays and Mondays and Fridays is always Ron Bishop and myself as we hopefully y'all have a gracious Friday. Anyone else? Any parting words before we get up out of here?
Thanks for having me as always.
We love having Miss Kim Greene. We love Ron. Thank you, Miss Vanessa, for joining us. We appreciate you for turning into our show as well, man. Y'all go out, go on Amazon, get Miss Kim Greene. Stop it, Trey. Go get Miss Kim Greene's excuse me, journal. We ain't even talking about contract obligations. But go out and get her journals, man. Help support our Black people, man, in all ways. And yeah, man, definitely a great show. Miss Kim, you got to come on here more often, man. We be missing you.
I actually was not feeling the love. I was like,
what?
I guess they don't want me to come on anymore.
Oh no, that's all Trey. That's Trey Day. That's Trey over there.
I'm about to mess with Ron. Ron took my spot.
You like see, there we go. It's like in Dacity that come on to talk about women equality when she first bring me back.
Yeah, so she felt some type of way when she came on here with Ron today.
I'm missing. Trey already know how it is. How it is.
That's what's up, man.
I'll be on the move in the groove, but I enjoy you guys, and I'm just blessed to even be a part of this, So, and I'm happy to meet Ron. I know we were talking crazy, but it's all love and all family, and I definitely gonna follow your podcast and share it if you send it to me on Facebook. So.
Kim? Are you a into the Power series person?
I used to watch it. I haven't watched it in a while, so maybe I'll start watching it so I can go and follow Ron's podcast. So
right, I feel like this is the season. This is the season that you can get back into Power because it's kind of like they started doing so much, but this is like Tommy. It's not even Power no more. It's just
the Force.
Cool. I always like Tommy.
And who don't like Tommy? Who don't like Tommy? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Let me ask you this question real quick to see if you would agree. Who was your when you last watched? Who was your least favorite Power character?
Probably like Tasha or Angela.
No, probably Tyreek.
Yeah, everybody hated Tyreek.
No, it's been a long time since I've watched.
Oh.
So I think I was
okay. You can say Angela.
No. Well, at that time, no, not Angela. I think I watched only one season, I think. It's been a long time. I would say probably, I think that's when 50 was on there.
Oh,
yeah. Way back.
Yeah, you back in
But
season.
if you gotta understand, my schedule was so crazy. I was coaching 2 teams and had seasons overlapping. So I never had time to really watch anything, really. So I'm gonna get back on it though, Ron.
There's no TV show that you can't miss.
Wow, Kim.
I'm just now starting to really get back into TV because,
we're gonna have to find her a good show, y'all.
I'm about to say, wow, Kim.
When I was coaching, it's college practices in the evening, games are in the evening during the week. You know what I mean? And then you're traveling and everything. So for the most part, I didn't really have anything that I binged or anything like that. I have a lot on my DVR now. I have All American on my DVR.
Which came back.
Right, which came back. And then what was that just came back the other night? Start with S.
Yes. You ain't
Snowfall.
Snowfall.
Got that DVR. So I got lots of DVRs.
You just ain't watched none of them.
I just watched it.
That's respectable. So yeah, Snowfall. I like
Snowfall.
That.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one yet. That's the one I haven't seen.
We're going to talk about that though on the next show, Bishop. So
what, Snowfall?
Yeah.
I ain't watched it. I don't know nothing about Snowfall.
You've never watched Snowfall?
Nope.
See, right there with me.
I ain't never watched Snowfall, not one season. And I heard somebody say they on their 5th season, right?
I seen so. It's based off of California type of story. So yeah, I seen it.
Yeah,
I'll watch it. I'm 2 seasons behind, but I've been watching.
Snowfall is better than Power, fellas. I'm sorry.
Really? Well, that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot, Ron. That's saying a lot.
This season of Snowfall is not better than Tommy, though.
Oh, okay.
If that kind of makes sense, but
yeah, I gotta go back out Snowfall. Let me check out Snowfall then.
So of course, like he said, you were saying always you never know what is going to be talked about here. If we can relate it to sports or however, as we going out, we greatly appreciate y'all watching, checking us out today. Of course, if you're in the Louisiana area, go ahead and join the last bit of parades as the Mardi Gras season is about to end. Be sure to be here, rock with us come Monday 1100 hours as we get back to it, talk about all those things that happened over the weekend, maybe some trades, maybe Aaron Rodgers go ahead and let us know what he's going to do. Ain't no telling. So we greatly look forward to see y'all here Monday. So go ahead and enjoy y'all weekend, enjoy y'all day. Fall out.
Sorrow 5 million.